I never really go back and watch the live streams myself, so I don't really know what it must be like to watch me babbling on and on with some level of enthusiasm with no sound. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Coffee Q&A, your daily dose of coffee Q&A here on the onocoffee channel, 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, Eastern Time. Anton, thank you. Good to see you. Mom, good to see you as well. Malaku, good to see you. So, speaking of the lip reading, I had this video that I shot in April at the SCA conference, and actually it was a great interview with someone I've known for a long time, and he had some really great sound bites. And then when I went to go look at the footage, the audio didn't record. I had this issue for a while where camera would sometimes not record the audio, and man, that was a really frustrating experience. Anyway, this is the fellow Ode. So if you remember last week, 2 weeks ago on this live stream, this thing kind of conked out. And if you recall, I sent a message to fellow and I said, hey, this is what happened. And then we went through a couple of different service reps. And finally I got this guy, Kyle, who was like, okay, I'm going to take care of it. We're going to expedite it and get you a new one. Okay, great. And that was a Wednesday. Or Thursday. Maybe that was a Wednesday. I think it was a Wednesday because I think this happened on a Monday, the 23rd of September. And I don't have my phone. I have lost my phone already this morning, and I would look it up otherwise. But he was like, we're going to expedite it to you. All right, cool. I mean, I'm happy he was expediting it, but I was like, okay, well, whatever. As long as you're sending me a new one, I'm not that worried about it. But then when he says expedite on Wednesday, I thought, okay, that means it'll probably be here by Friday. So I never bothered to check anything. I don't really, you can tell me you're going to do something. I'm going to rely upon you to live up to what you told me. And so Friday comes, no grinder. Oh, maybe it'll come Monday. Monday comes, no grinder. Wednesday comes again, and finally here's another message from fellow. And they're like, okay, we're fine. Here's your tracking number. We're shipping it to you. Or maybe it came Monday or Tuesday or something like that. I think Wednesday it actually shipped. So I received it. Oh, I received not this one. But this one on Friday. Actually, I found it in front of the door just after we finished the live stream last Friday. So I've been sitting on this all weekend. And this should be the replacement. Anton says it's entertaining to see and wonder what must be going through. Dewood, good to see you, man. So we've got this new grinder, and we're going to look into it. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, I didn't mention anything to Kyle, the rep from fellow. I just presumed that he would have figured this out. I presumed it would be obvious that the grinder that I have in the other box is white. And by watching the video, they would know that, oh, he has a white one. We should replace it with a white one, because I would be a little bit disappointed if it's black, right? Because I like that white. I think the white's kind of cool. It's kind of got that modern, sexy vibe going on. So let's find out and see if we have this. If we have gotten a grinder that is a direct replacement to the original fellow. Now, the disappointment, the difficult part was that, I've been enjoying this grinder. And I keep telling everyone that I'm always looking for a reason to hate on fellow. Like, I think it's just too precious and whatever. But you know what? I can't hate on them because I've had a lot of, the products that I have used, with the exception of the Stag kettle, have been really nice. I really enjoyed them. Okay, so here's the top. From pour over to cold brew, it's kind of like deja vu again, like the 23rd. We're back to doing this again with the same product. But let's see what happens. Is there any difference? Oh, gosh. There it is, fellow Ode. Is there a difference between the two? No, I don't think so. Let's see. Dos Odes Generación Dos, or something like that. Anyway, I'll put this again before I switch them out. And I really should put something like Old Ode on the box. So yeah, there it is. Here it is, Ode brew grinder. I'm gonna open up. There's a flap here. Oh, we gotta cut the flaps. Cut the flaps. I think we did this the last time. There's on the back. There's a sticker. Cafe performance for your countertop. Precision quality grind, low grind retention, mess-free design, auto stop, quiet grind noise. Ode Gen 2, blah, 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 blah. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, great. Awesome. Let's go here. We got some of these sticker tabs. Let us cut that off. Oh, by the way, if you guys are interested in watching a video, there is a video that one of the guys that comes on our show as a part of our community, Omniel Capote. Omniel is a guy that I know on YouTube. He has his own channel here he has his own YouTube channel, and he ordered some coffee from me the other week. And he ordered coffee. He ordered some House Nation, the coffee we normally drink here a lot when we're brewing coffee. And I thought, oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. I'm so glad. I mean, I've known of him because we've communicated in social media. Like we were trying to see if we could meet up during the SCA Expo in Chicago, but schedules just didn't align. But so he ordered some coffee from me, and I was like, oh, I saw his name, and I was like, oh, I'm going to send him a little bit extra, right? So I sent him an extra bag of espresso, and I even sent him a little baggie of this coffee that I'm working on for a video. And I was like, hey, man, and I just sent it to him. I had no expectations, and then he messaged me about a week ago, and he's like, hey, I've got a video, and I was like, oh, God. I didn't really intend for you to make a video about this, but awesome. So if you watch the video, you'll get to see him make the coffee that I sent him that is in the baggie, as well as brew the espresso on his own Lilith Bianca espresso machine. So it's about an hour and 21 minutes long. It's pretty interesting, and it's interesting to watch other YouTubers because it's like, or it's interesting to watch someone like Omniel, because Omniel definitely comes from the enthusiast world, right? He's coming from the enthusiast side of things, and there's even I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. Like the little bellows. You'll see him use a bellows in the niche grinders. I was like, maybe I need to get one of those. All right, so Anton, you saw his video. Oh, nice. Okay, so here is our fellow. Let's open up. Ooh. Okay, neat Ode brew grinder. Okay, he says I do this in the video, so we'll have to live up to expectations. We're not gonna read that. Maybe that's what led to our issues. And here it is, the Ode grinder. Oh, in white. You're awesome, Kyle. Thank you very much. Okay, this is it. That does. This warms my heart a little bit because it's a detail that the white grinder is a detail that's important to me, but I didn't think of it. I didn't mention it in our email conversations because I just didn't remember. At the time, I was just concerned about it's all mucked up. What's the problem? And I was like, well, and I didn't really think about that there were two models, a white and a black. But I'm very pleased that Kyle noticed that it's a white grinder and he replaced it. So thank you, Kyle. You're awesome. That's the kind of thing that I like that's the kind of thing I like to experience. Like little details that you take that I'm taking for granted that someone else will notice and I won't have to clarify a position on. Okay, so we take the grinder out. There's also this brush, which I probably should use, but I'm always leaving it in here. Maybe I'll take it out. I leave it in here because I'm afraid to lose it. But do I really need? I have other brushes. Leave it in. Oh, I got two brushes now, so let's not worry so much about that. Okay, so there's our box. We'll put this aside. And now we have the grinder. Ooh, there's so much plastic here. That this plastic, right, has this soft, silky texture. It's not like this plastic has a little bit of that softness, but actually that's kind of soft. The plastic I'm talking about, a little bit harder, but this is kind of a luxury plastic. I kind of like that. Okay, we got plastic here, plastic on the lid, Right, here's the lid. We'll take this out. And I kind of got to say that I do like this. I do kind of like this this scale that they put on here. When I first saw this on Matt's grinder, I thought, oh, that's kind of dumb. Plus, I also think that it's a little bit loose, but it actually fits well. Like I was thinking, oh, it doesn't snap on, right? But I've never had an issue with it coming off. So, and that's kind of nice. I think having it here as a reference probably is better than having it on the surface of the product. And then there's our little logo guy. So this logo that they have reminds me of the Utz potato chip. If you're not familiar with this, there's a company here called Utz or Utz, UTZ, potato chips out of Pennsylvania, out of York, Pennsylvania. They're not that it's the same, but there is a reminiscence between the Utz man and this logo. And then, of course, we have the magnetic cup, which I thought was the culprit in the last one, right? Because I think what happened was I didn't see it all the way, and I think it was grinding onto here, and I thought, oh, did it clog it up? But that doesn't make any sense why that would do that. But anyway, so let's pull the plastic off of here. And we've got our cup all in white with this nice, not rubbery, but like soft plastic, kind of soft, semi-soft plastic lid that helps to contain it. Now they've got these channel funnels. And as you recall, I find these channel funnels to be a little bit frustrating because even though they're nice to direct the coffee into whatever you're pouring, they do tend to hold it behind here. And then when you do something else, it shoots out. You're like, what the heck is that all about? What I haven't figured out also is that, and that requires reading of this, which we're not doing. But what are these 4 sets of dots? I don't know what those are. Though I'm just curious. I'm always curious to know. Marco says sexy vibes included. It's very nice to have. It is very nice to have sexy vibes. Craig, good to see you, man. How are you doing? Okay, so there it is. And then, of course, as we've talked about in the past, there are, the start-stop button, the knocker, and the dial to adjust your grind. How does it start? It starts off about there. Okay, good. So let us, I guess I should turn the hot water on. We'll start to heat up some water so we can have some coffee. We're going to grind with this baby. Give it its inaugural grind. And so we've got our cable here. One thing that the one feature that I wish that fellow had done better on this, and I get it, there has to be a balance, right, is the cable length. I would like the cable length to be 1 more foot longer. However long it is now, if it was a little bit longer, that would be awesome. Now, the other side, because my Virtuoso has a very long cord. I can pull the Virtuoso all the way to here from the wall socket that's behind the espresso machine. And it's more comfortable. It's easier for me to show you on screen this view rather than, it'll be here. And you'll kind of see just the corner. Well, actually, when I zoom in, it'll actually be more like this, right? So you'll see more. It can only reach like that far or something like that. So I wish that was something that a fellow would incorporate into their grinder, just a little bit longer cord. But the other side of it is that, let's say the setup that I have here with the grinders, I've got the E61 La Valentina and then a Mazda Major. And the Mazda Major, of course, being a commercial machine, has a pretty long cord. And so does the La Valentina. The problem is when you're right up against with the outlet, the more cord you have, the more you have to manage. So I understand why they probably didn't do a longer cord, because you have to manage it. So, I get it. But like right now, where it is sitting right now, I cannot reach the wall socket. I have to go, let's go here, maybe 6 inches. Nope, a little bit more. Okay, now I'm in. Okay, now it just beeped. Plugged it in. It beeped. And time to brew. Let's brew up some. Are we heating water? Okay, good. We're heating water. Let's our nice fellow Tally Pro Studio Edition. Turn it on. And our cup. How do we tear this again? Tear? Oh, darn it. All right, well, that'll tear automatically as it opens. All right, so let's do some coffee. We're going to use our House Nation. Now, this is a House Nation that I roasted on Saturday. So it's super fresh. But I thought, I have to add some extra. Right, we're going to go and change our modes and go to wait mode. All right, I normally like to make fun of the milliliters, but since I'm in a happier mood today, I will not make fun of that. 24 grams. Ooh, 24.2. That'll be fine. Okay, we got that. Oh, we need to have a brewer. I don't have a brewer already. Hold on. Let me grab a brewer while we heat up the water. All right, I know what we're going to do today. Now that we have since we have a new grinder, it's a special occasion. Okay, so we'll put that to the side. So we'll get our special occasion grinder, which is the ODZ. Let's get the ODZ. Well, this is something that Keone helped source for me in Bangkok. The ODZ Benjarong grinder, brewer. Just definitely my favorite pour-over grinder, easily. And just because it is such a beautiful brewer. The Benjarong, the Benjarong is called Benjarong because this is the style of Thai pottery that is very traditional, utilizing, 5 different colors at the most, or 3 different colors, with gold as one of the accents. I mean, it's just the workmanship that they do. Even the stuff that you can buy at like the souvenir stores, or at least this is true 30 years ago, is very nice quality. And this is just, I think, just a gorgeous and stunning piece. And then he sent to me later this Monet custom dripper holder. Actually, there's 2 of them in here. This is the regular one. But this one is a resin with flowers in it. Just super pretty. Like, I'm totally loving it. Like, awesome. Thank you, Keone. Oh, I know where Keone, unfortunately, is. It's past his bedtime in Bangkok after we've changed our time here in the United States. So he's unable to join us on a regular basis. Perhaps in March he'll be able to return on a regular basis. But we're thinking about you, man. We're thinking about you. Okay, so let's put this in here, and let's gotta put all this to the side so we can get some brewing. Yeah, Devin, it's some fancy. I saw this originally at the SCA Expo in Chicago back in April, and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get one of those. They didn't have any at the time, I think, or something like that. I mean, these are expensive, like $150. But I was like, oh, I gotta have one. And Keone was able to connect with because these guys are based in Bangkok, and he was able to connect with them and source one for me, and I sent him the money, and awesome, just beautiful stuff. It is the finest looking grinder. I keep saying grinder, but brewer that I've ever seen. And we're going to use just our regular Melita, because you know what? You don't need anything fancy with the Melita. Put this in there. So ready to go. We're almost ready to brew. Now let us do some grinding. Let's pull the grinder back. See if I can pull it to full. Okay, this is as far as I can pull the grinder into the camera frame without pulling the plug out. Oh, we have to figure out, like, what is our grind setting? Very fine, very coarse. Come we see that? Oh, we can't really see that. And we're kind of here. We were grinding before up here, and I think we're getting good results in this position. Let's try a little slightly finer and go from there. Now, to turn it on, you're going to press this button down here. It spins up really fast, like it gives a really hard go, and then it settles down. Kind of like a power saw, like a circular saw. It gives you this lot of torque. What might be nice, fellow, if you're watching, is do like Festool does. You hit the button, and it's a slow ramp up. It ramps up rather than hits it. But I guess if people put the coffee in already, you might need that strong ramp up. So I don't know what the... Oh, auto stops if you don't put anything in it. Okay, let's try again. Now let's go with the grinding. There, baby. Okay, this is what I really like about it. Well, I like that it stops automatically, but I love how fast it is. It's super fast. If we were grinding the same amount of the Virtuoso, it takes longer. It takes... I can tell you a story in the time that it takes to grind 24 grams in the Virtuoso. Now we've got our little thing here, just to make sure we clear it out, and let's have a look at our brew. Not bad looking, I guess. All right, let's put this aside. Here is our grinder. Uh-oh. Let's heat up a little bit more. Okay. Our brewer. I keep calling I call everything the grinder today. I don't know why. Anton says, by the way, this is something you don't need to fix right now, but might want to have a look at later. Occasionally your mics make a popping sound. Oh, is it? So here's a question. Is it giving you plosives, when I say things like pour over? Or is it because I'm moving stuff like this? Today, I don't know if it's, I guess I should watch the videos today I don't have I'm not wearing the transmitter on me. I'm actually sitting on the counter. Because when I wear a t-shirt and I pin it to the shirt, it tends to, there's not enough structure, so it tends to fall over. And then we had that times where it would be muffled. So the first guess. Oh, the plosives. Okay, does that happen a lot too, the popping when I'm wearing the device as well? And pretty much everything that we've done prior to today has me wearing the device, just for clarity. Okay, so that is something. Those plosives happen because of the pops, because of the way that I'm pronouncing or the person's pronouncing. So that's very helpful, actually, because it helps me to know that is happening, so I can work on softening those P's, hopefully so that it won't be so. So if I say plosives or popping, hopefully that's a little bit more, less rough, less Klingonish. Whereas, if I said patok, Oh, it seems to stop when you're wearing. Oh, I wonder if it's. All right, let's try. It's gonna be some poppiness right now, but I'll put this on. Oopsie, sorry. Let's see. Maybe that'll be better. Because one thing about by wearing it, since it's typically buried under a shirt or something, or obscured by the shirt, and it's also on the body cavity, there tends to be better resonance. I should listen to this live streams later. There should be better resonance as well and more clarity. The closer you are to the closer you get the microphone to the source, on a very simple level, the better quality of the audio you can achieve. Okay, so we've got our scale. Here it is. Very nice. We're going to go change our modes. Go back here, brew assist. I like this brew assist. Fellow, if you're watching, I really have been enjoying this brew assist stuff because you know what? It's pretty darn cool. It just makes it a lot easier. And I was one of those people that would be like, technology, poo-poo on that. We're not going to believe on that kind of stuff. But all right. It's been working well. Okay, so now I got to remember, because Naomi's always like, hey, you forgot to do this. Okay, so we've got this now, 360 grams. Oh, that's how much our target is. Well, 360 grams of coffee. What? Okay, we got to go back. Okay, take this out. See, this is where I tend to muck it up, right? I muck it all up because of this. Let's put this in here. Let's put this there. Okay, good. That is it. Now we're going to tear this out. Tear that. Zero coffee. 223.8. Does that mean... I don't know if that means... So this is something from Omniel's video. He talks about retention, and I don't really necessarily worry terribly about retention. But right now, we put 24.2 grams of coffee into this grinder. We weighed it out, put it in there, ground it out. Now, there's only 23.8. So we've lost 0.4. We really lost half a gram of coffee. Now, is that really a lot? I don't really worry too much about that. But let's grind a little bit. Let's shake a little bit here and see if we have any kind of extra coffee in there. So there's a little bit of extra coffee there now. Okay, we'll put that in there. Oh, see, it just kind of hid behind that. Oh, you're so snarky. Okay, 23.8. We have recovered nothing. Now, the other possibility is that I dosed it in here and then took it out and then reweighed it because I forgot to tear the scale. So there was some coffee in there. So I'm going to presume that 0.4 variance is really due to this coffee that's still in here. So we're not going to worry terribly much about it. Okay, let's begin. Let us begin. Whoa, we're on camera. Let us begin. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I did start it, right? I did not start it. Son of a gun. Oh, well, whatever. You have to press this button to reset it. Dylan says, you didn't tear before, but you're right. You're totally right. I totally didn't. I have no idea how much this is. So many steps. Okay, we're getting good bloom, right? Look at the bloom. Going to break that down. We're just going to roll with it now. We're just going to roll with it because you know what? This is what we do. This is what we do in coffee. Make a mistake, we roll with it. So we're all past the max. We have no idea what coffee, how much water. What we're going to do now is we're going to utilize visual references on the side of this brewer. You can kind of see it here. This says 400 grams. We're going to go right below that. We're going to go kind of a little bit below that to where 350 grams would be, or 350 mils. Now, we've gotten a lot of bloom, right? We got a lot of bloom, and we have a lot of raise, and now we've got a lot of funneling going on here. So this is what I like to do. I like to keep all the coffee saturated. So I'm going to hit the edge. I know some of you people don't like that, or some of the theory out there don't like that, but I want to always saturate the coffee. So I'm not going to, if there is a hit to be had by doing that, I'm going to take that hit because I want that saturation. I want the extraction to continue as evenly as possible. And we're running, and I don't really know what time it was. I don't know the time. I don't know exactly how much we're pouring, but we're just pouring because we're just feeling it. We're using the force to brew coffee today. This black, the reason we had the white grinder is because the white is supposed to be like the light, right? And now we have this black studio edition, and this is like the dark side of the force. And the dark side has led us astray today. Led us astray. I have no idea what the numbers are. I have no idea what's going on. We're not going to worry about it. First grind doesn't count. You're right. You're totally right, Craig. I'm totally with you on this. But you know what? It's, even though we've got major issues in this brew, we're enjoying the moment. And that's really what I think the whole coffee journey is about, is enjoying the moment. Like, even when we work in the cafe, right? We're working in the cafe, we're providing coffee for people. We're working very diligently, hopefully, to make nice quality coffee. But why are we doing that? We're doing that mainly so that the guest, you, can have an enjoyable experience. That's really it. So you can sit there by yourself, enjoy your time, enjoy your moment, or sit there with a friend, enjoy your time together. that's really what coffee is about sharing or just self-enjoyment. And I'm all about self-enjoyment, especially when it comes to hard tools like Festool. Craig says, and this is going to be the best coffee. Yeah, it could be. It could be. That's the thing. It's like, what is the best coffee like? There's always the coffee that is like, qualitatively you can think that, oh, this is the greatest coffee in the world. But the greatest coffee really is if you're enjoying it, if you're enjoying that moment, how could it not be the best coffee? Of course, if it's really bad coffee and you're not enjoying the moment, well, you're not enjoying the moment. So that's the whole point, right? So, I'm not enjoying the moment. This coffee has taken me out of my moment and made me realize that life is short and I'm dying. All right, I think we're pretty close, right? Like I'm looking here at the scale and it says 400. Let me turn this around here. You can kind of see it. You can see that the 400 is, I'm really making dangerous moves, see, because I'm worried as I move this around, I'm thinking this bench is going to slip and slide and fall off. So the 400 is right there. So we're right about here. So I think we can add a little bit more water just for a little good measure. And I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to give us right around 350 milliliters of coffee. Return the hot water to the kettle so that we can use it for boiling later. So Anton, now that I put the transmitter back on my shirt, is that better? See here right now it's flipping over. So I got to watch that. Okay. All right, now let's see our brew. Look at that. That's not bad. Very nice brewing. Brewed by experts. Whoa, gosh. I'm going to destroy this. All of it. So terrible. Okay, look at that. That's all right. That one says eyeballing just like in Kiss It. All right, let's have a look at our coffee. Now, like I said, this is the House Nation. This is Salvadorian coffee that we get, and it was roasted on Saturday, so super fresh. Like we're beyond like we should be in the occlusion zone of the coffee. But I thought, let's try it today, just as a reference point. So there it is. Looks nice and clear. Looks a little bit on the darker side, right? Does that look pretty dark to you? This is a full city roast. Is that full city? Maybe slightly city plus. City plus. I'd say city plus. Nice roasty notes of like cocoa and wood. Huh. Good body. The cacao is not so clean in representation today. It actually has kind of a woody bark, which I think is part of the whole degassing thing. Because normally this coffee like really comes out strong with like a lot of cocoa and but not bad, enjoyable. Actually, I'd probably enjoy this very much if I was sitting outside right now. Maybe having a little short cigar, wearing my tweed and herringbone outside. Anyway, that's it. Anton says, unfortunately, I can't. No worries, man. No worries. One day we will figure out how to do international shipping. I just need to figure out. There's a lot of things I need to figure out. But one day, or if I come out to Germany, I'll bring some for you. And says, I just dis and reassembled my 078 ES grinder while watching. Oh, nice. I'm glad that I could be of assistance to you. So speaking of disassembling, we're going to take apart not this ode, but the old ode. We're going to take apart the old ode and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. I don't know if we'll do that tomorrow or maybe Wednesday. I've got to figure out. I have to run down to Rockville, Maryland at some point this week. So I need to figure that out before I schedule that. But the idea is that we're going to take apart the Ode and see if we can get it to work again. And then hopefully this one will last longer than about a month, or just over a month. And the sad thing was that, we got it on September 23rd. I opened it on September 23rd. It conked out last Monday. So what's that? The 11th. So just a little bit, but 5 weeks. And we ground. Maybe I ground with it. Maybe I made coffee grinding in it maybe 6 times. That was not on camera, because I normally just use this during the live stream. So I was like, oh, come on, man, what happened to you? So hopefully this will last longer. But I think it's one of those. I'm hoping it's one of those things where, like someone else mentioned, that there's something about electronics that if they fail, they'll fail fast. And then if they don't fail, they may last, for the next 40 years. And that could be probably even happens with Barista and all that. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't so upset by the whole thing the last couple of weeks. I was just kind of like, well, it happens. I mean, there's always going to be some kind of issues. So it doesn't negate, it doesn't necessarily detract from me to recommend this to others to try. I think that the grinder's really nice overall. Grind quality is very good. And when the problem came, they stepped up and were very fast to respond. And, even though he said they'd be expedited, and I thought it'd be here last week. And that's the thing. I thought that it would be here last week because of what he said. I would have preferred for him to say, we're going to get this in the system and we'll probably get it. We're going to try to get it out as fast as you can, but it'll probably be there next week. Set that expectation so that I'll think, okay, because I'm thinking, by Friday, when it took another week to arrive. But if you told me, by next week, we'll probably get it out to you around Wednesday or so, and that's fine. As long as I know it's coming, I'm not going to worry too much about it. But if you told me next Friday and it came that Friday, I'd be like, oh gosh, that's even more awesome, right? But if you told me we're going to expedite, and my assumption is Friday, and then it takes longer than what I had presumed based on what you had told me, then it's a little bit, you're just a little bit like, what happened to it? But I think they stood up well to it. And I got to be honest, in my first email to them, I did send them a link to the video, the live stream for this, because we're on YouTube, and I don't know how much of that. I hope that it doesn't. I hope that it didn't. I mean, I did say that I was on the live stream, but that was the way to show them what happened. But that's convenient. But it's also like, I did send them the link, so. It is saying that I am a YouTuber and I'm talking about your grinder, So there's going to be a little bit of that on me where I'm like, okay, if you don't take care of it, I'll have nothing else to say than like, well, this sucks, right? But the other side of it is also like, my question would be like, did they respond because we do YouTube? And would someone that doesn't have a YouTube channel, would they have the same response? Would they respond the same to that person? So that's a question that I don't have an answer to because I don't know. And I did utilize the fact that we are on YouTube as part of the whole equation. I can't deny that. I won't deny that. But they did respond. They responded relative what I think is acceptably quick enough, right? Like it wasn't overnight, but it did happen within what I think is a very reasonable amount of time for it to happen. New grinder. It arrived on Friday, so it took about a week and a half for it to get resolved and have a new one here. They didn't want me to box it up and ship the other one. They're like, dispose of the other one as you wish. I don't know what that means. I don't know why they would do that. I would think they want to have it back, or maybe this is an issue they know about. So it's cheaper for them to just send a new one and have someone like myself dispose of it or make content with it, which is always a very nice thing. So those are just some overthought, but I think that I'm pleased. I'm very pleased overall. I do like the grinder very much, which is why I wanted to have one. And I would say that I would definitely recommend it now, because, and I think that's the whole key. It's like, this is an expensive grinder. For most people, this is an expensive grinder. $345 is a lot of money for a lot of people to spend on a coffee grinder. It's going to give you some pause. It's just like when that I'm doing this whole like woodworking thing. So I buy Festool tools, which is also in the world of tools, fabulously expensive, especially when you compare like DeWalt, Makita, and all those, fabulously expensive. But the quality of the product is a big factor to consider. And then the greater thing is how responsive will the company be when you have an issue. It's nothing. There's nothing to worry about when there's no issues, right? There's nothing to worry about. You got everything worked great. Like let's say the Festool sand, it works awesome, beautiful, best sand I've ever used. And wildly expensive. But if there's an issue, everybody that I know that owns them that have had issues, they'll take care of it right away, and they'll like have a fast turnaround for you. And the warranty is 3 years for any reason. If it dies for any reason, send it back. They'll fix it or send you a new one in a very rapid amount of time. And that's really a big factor in what you're paying for, or what I would expect that you're paying for when you're paying a nice price for a piece of equipment. Like, yeah, they stood up, and I'm very pleased with that. Anton says that it looked like there might be a metal fine in the grounds. That's why I took it. Okay. But maybe it's just my imagination. Found nothing wrong with it. I wonder in those cases if there's a way to fasten, like maybe a rare earth magnet somewhere in your hopper, right? Or if you could take this off, maybe stick it up there like a good size rare earth magnet, so that in case any metal shards do get through, or ferrous metals, it would come through. Now, of course, if something like aluminum gets in there, well, the steel burr should be enough to grind that aluminum, give you a little bit of extra metal in your flavor. Craig says, my guess is the auto shut-off circuitry went into always. Auto to auto always. That's nice. It could be, very well, could be. I suspect customer service isn't super connected to shipping fulfillment. That could be as well. That could be. They could have a whole separate fulfillment center where these are all just sitting in a big warehouse and somebody else is. Or it could be, I don't know, who knows? They could be sitting, well, I don't know. Let's see. Does it have on the shipping label, does it say, it says Valencia, California, so it gives their address, but I don't know if that's necessarily where it ships from. It could be shipping from anywhere. Maybe even, I doubt it's coming from China directly. When I had issues with the seal at the bottom of my fellow mugs failing, they sent replacements right away. Oh, that's great. See, to me, that's the thing. It's like, it's one thing to charge a lot of money and to pay a lot of money. But if you're paying a lot of money and the company stand behind the product, that's why, hopefully that's why you're paying a lot of money, Oh, not bad. Still a little bit like, it's got this weird flavor to it that I don't really like, but that's really because we're in the middle of its degassing phase. Like, it's a little bit, the bitterness has a little bit of funk to it. We'll taste it again like in another weekend when it's leveled out. All right. I guess that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Glad to see you as always. Another week has begun. We're going to be back again every day. I think this week there's no real plan. Oh, do I have to worry about? I have a meeting with my PCP on Friday. But I think that's in the afternoon. I got a haircut appointment on tomorrow, but that's in the afternoon. So I think we're good. Oh yeah, I guess we're going to have to look at Wednesday I have to schedule this trip to Rockville on Wednesday because I have a haircut. My barber, she only works at this one shop that I like to go to on Tuesdays. So I can only go on Tuesdays, and I I've got a formal event to attend on Saturday, so I have to get all like dolled up and bust out the nice shoes and tux pants. All right. That's going to be it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Very good to see all of you. Glad to see you. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. The Baltimore Ravens lost yesterday, which I'm very sad about. And I spent most of my day watching it. So, all right. Back again tomorrow with another coffee Q&A. See you then. Thanks, Mom, Devin.